Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today we're going to be talking about Cardano's ADA, what's been going on most recently, what we would expect to happen next and all that good stuff. As we get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and join us in Discord. Link is in the description below. Okay guys, let's get straight on into this one. So Cardano paired up with USDT on the hourly chart here, and Binance is our data source. We should just talk about briefly this collapse to the downside. We got our 5-wave structural move moving down. We had our 4th wave moving up past this resistance line, but a little bit short of our expectations, around 48.64 cent. We then started to see an immediate kind of reversal to this, pretty much aligned to the rest of the crypto space, as the Fed over in the US did kind of announce that more pain was to come. Here we can see we have a pretty clear drop within our 5-wave structure, and or our 5th wave specifically, and we come down to our low range. We were talking about 41.28 and 42.63 in the previous Cardano update, and we've still got to come back down a little bit lower. We haven't finished this corrective structure just yet. I say corrective, we haven't finished this 5-wave structure just yet. So as I come into this, we can of course see that we've got 1, 2 down here for 3. This is all wave 4. We've got to come back down into this range to complete this structure. Once done, we can then start to move up in a more significant way. So let's go ahead and just measure the distance on our lows down here. We're going to go ahead and throw that on there, and we can see that we can be testing this lower range for sure. So coming right the way down at this low range here with our current high point. Okay, it's still possible we can push up a little bit, but for the most part, we're talking about 41.27 to 42.07. So this is going to be marking the end of our 5 waves within our 5th wave to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally 5. That would then put us into a really strong position to start talking about what would happen next. After completing a 5-wave structure like this, we would then be talking about a 3-wave structure to the upside, where we would look to target approximately 50 to 88% of this corrective or this 5-wave structure to the downside. The corrective structure upwards, 50 to 88% of it, and then we'll pull back from there. So we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's actually just take a look at our structure here and start measuring the distance. We're going to do is we're going to take it from this bottom. We're going to take it from this actual low point of about 41.27, and then we're going to run this all the way up to the high point up here, okay? In fact, I'm going to do it the other way. I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to work my way down. Okay, we're going to do it like this so that we can get that measurement of 88.2%. I'm going to grab a yellow box area. I'm just going to mark this from our 50% area. Okay, that basically being here at 49.56 cent, all the way up to this slightly higher and deeper retracement, which would be the 88.2% at 56.97 cents. Okay, so we've got a couple of things going on here. Let me go ahead and quickly just go ahead and put some price targets and labels on here, just so that we don't forget these numbers. Okay, so we're talking 56.97 on the highest side, okay, and then on the lowest side, or the lower side, we are talking about 49.56. okay. I'll do is I'll go ahead and remove the fib so we don't have that cluttering up our charts. Likewise down at the bottom here. So essentially this is what we're talking about. Now this means a couple of different things, right? We've got two kind of structures that appear after a 5-wave drop like this, one being a zigzag, which is a 5-3-5 structure, or an ABC if you want to be really technical about it, and from there of course, you know, it's a corrective structure that's 3 waves and it's done, and we can talk about maybe this low point between 28 and 34 cent being our accumulation. Alternatively, this is a 5-3-5-3-5 trend to the downside, where we talk about 22.23 being the potential low points for that. Okay, so there's a couple of different patterns that can play out here. We don't know which ones are which. However, the higher that we push with our 3-wave ABC structure up here, will determine how easy it is to start trending down. Okay, so the higher that we go, the easier it becomes to hit the 1.618 on the way down, meaning that we actually start to create a 5-3-5-3-5 structure, taking us to the lower end of the spectrum here for Cardano's retracements. So we're going to be a little bit cautious. The lower end, as in 49.56 cent, would more typical of a wave B and maybe just a zigzag pattern, and we end up at 28 to 34 cent and we're okay. So there's a couple of things we're going to be watching out for in the very near future, but for the immediate kind of time frame, what we should be thinking about over the next few days is the retracement down to our little area down here between 41.27 and 42.07, going to get us into a nice little accumulation point ahead of the more lucrative kind of long positions that I think will start opening up as we start talking about maybe 15 or so, or maybe even 20% to the upside. Okay, so there's definitely going to be some gains to be made here from using some spot trading or anything like that. But do bear in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you financial advice. All I can do is give you my thoughts and opinions on the data for Cardano inside the charts as I see it. And for the most part, we're coming towards the end, in my opinion, of our 5-wave structure, meaning that we are expecting 3 waves up. And I think our stochastic RSIs do support this. We can see that our hourly stochastic RSI is indicating that we do have to have this 5th wave come down a little bit lower towards our 41-cent targets. And then, of course, our 4-hour looks good to move up. Our 8-hour is coming back down. So by the time we actually finish our corrective moves, in this little low area of 41, we should be an oversold area on the 8-hour chart. The daily is already oversold, and we'll be looking for that 3-wave structural move upwards. And of course, the weekly is waiting for the corrections to the downside. So for the most part, we're actually primed and ready to see a good move or good swing to the upside. And then, of course, after that is done, we'll be looking at breaking back down again. So everything's lining up quite nicely here for Cardano. So as long as we're on the right side of this, I don't see it seeing too much of a problem. And I'm looking forward to kind of seeing these lows of 41s accumulating, and then looking at kind of exiting out somewhere around that 49 to 56 cent personally. But guys, it's entirely up to you. Make sure you do your own research. Don't just listen to a YouTuber, because ultimately, you know, these are just thoughts and opinions on what we think is going on in the charts using Elliott Wave theory. Guys, I'm going to leave this video right there. If you found it useful and informative, hit the like button. Really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Remember, join us in Discord. We cover a lot more down in the Discord server than we do on YouTube. It's completely free, so why not check it out? Links in the description down below, guys. Until the next one, have a fantastic day